So this video is all about me, like me explaining you all, explaining the person who is watching this video on who I am, like what is my history and what is my status right now, what I've achieved in my life. And if you guys ask me who is Ruchith Asha Kamal, this is the answer. This video is the answer. So as of now, I'm a 18-year-old. Like this today is like February. I don't know date. I don't know the date. I think some 10th or 11th. Today is February 11th, 2024. So as of now, my age is 18. I was born in 28th February 2005. So I studied at SFS school in my pre-primary, and I studied at Shantiniketan school till my 5th class, and then later on I studied at Sri Akshara school in my till my 8th class. Then I moved to Sri Chaitanya in 9th and 10th. I completed there, and then I moved to Narayana IAS Academy. There I completed my what did I complete? Okay, I completed my intermediate first year and second year. Now I joined a college called Nizam College, which is a government institution. It's a government institution. It is an autonomous college. I'm pursuing my Bachelor of Arts in History, Sociology, and Geography. So, like, I'm right now in second year. Second year, first semester is completed. So, yeah, that is about me. No, I mean, did I enter second year? Wait. Okay. Okay, I completed my first year. I recently wrote my second year exams, second year first semester exams. So yeah, that's all about my educational history, academic history. So speaking about myself, like what is like uh, who is Ruchith Asha Kamal? Ruchith Asha Kamal is an energetic guy, like who's trying to show energy, who is trying to show energy to the people across this world. Like all I want to do is like show energy to people, say people that you guys are powerful, because this world where we live in, this world makes us feel as if we guys are not powerful. Like it is reality. Like when I was young, I like world was saying it on my face that you cannot do anything, you're just a weak person, you're just a small piece of shit in this world, you don't matter, like your opinion doesn't matter, your action doesn't matter. Like even if you yell out loud, even if some guy is coming and killing you, you cannot do anything. This is what world makes us feel, this is what this society makes us feel. And I just want to remove it. I mean, I just want to remove that kind of mindset in the people. I want to be an example to all these people, like that we can defeat this system. We are powerful. You individual are you the person who is watching this video. You are really powerful. You can change this world if you think. Your actions matter. Your words matter. Your viewpoints matter. Everything you do matters. You are individually very strong. Like no one can come and say that you are weak. No one can come and say that your voice doesn't matter. No, it's very wrong. It's a very faulty perspective which society tries to put on us. So yeah, I mean, I want to defeat that kind of ideology. I want to like say this message. I want to pass this message to every single person existing on this entire planet. So that is my clear intention. I mean, that explains more on who I am. And speaking about my journey working in the social activism field, or working for environment mainly. So I started a community called teen activism. So actually it teen activism was just a Instagram page. So it is an Instagram page. I and my friend Shravan Kumar, we both started it because the time period I started it in some 2019 we started it. And the reason why we started it is because actually not 2019, we started it in 2020. So we started this in 2020 because I was preparing for UPSC, and when I was preparing for UPSC, I had to see a lot of things. మమ్మీ నేను తర్వాత వస్తా, డోర్ తీయను, నేను తీయను మమ్మీ, నేను తీయను. शिट, क्या है मम्मी ये, क्या है ब्रो ये. अब्बा. अब्बा. Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. No problem, no problem. So I'll just continue. I'll continue what I was speaking. So my name is Ruchith Asha Kamal. Okay, not from the start, but yeah. So because I was preparing for UPSC, as I told that I studied in RNIS Academy in my intermediate first year and second year. So in my intermediate first year only, because I was reading polity, so I was realizing that I was realizing and understanding that we have a beautiful structure, like because I was reading constitution, like I was getting to know about constitution. I was more understanding more on how our government system is, like how democratic it is on paper at least. So that literally made me feel very happy. And when I was understanding it, I was getting it was making me feel more motivated, and it was making me feel better, because in my young age I was feeling like we don't have any kind of system, or we don't have a history where people tried to build a better world, or people attempted to build a better world. So when I saw the constitution, and when I got to know about the history, how the constitution was built, when I was deep on a deeper level understanding how freedom struggle happened in India, when I was trying to when I was trying to understand it, that made me feel very better. So yeah, so later on I was feeling happy. Later on, what happened is I got to know about world scenarios, like what is like happening across the world. So what was happening at that point of time, when I was actually trying to learn how what is happening around the world. I was getting I was watching documentaries, I was reading articles, I was trying to attend a few webinars conducted by human rights organization on an international level online, because it was COVID period. So when I was trying to attend all those platforms, I was realizing that it is happening on a it is happening on a global level. What was happening in Japan? I saw a documentary where I realized that in Japan, like school girls were uh, actually unknowingly they were treated sexually, they were exploited. So I got to know about it, and it broke my heart. And I got to know that there was war happening in Yemen, and I got to know that in many African countries, like there is no democracy, like there was military coup, and this was happening on a global level, like across the world. This was happening, and I was reading those articles. I was really frustrated that this is happening and no one was taking action. So what I thought is that all the youngsters should be united, like all the teenagers should be united, and we all should work together in building a better future, because these old people are like that only. This was my perspective, that these old people are always like that, they'll do violence and everything. So we are young people, we should be more confident, we should educate ourselves, understand the real history, understand all the social divisions and every discrimination, and try to eradicate it. This is what I was thinking into 2020. So slowly that realization, that understanding came over my head. And at that period of time, me and my friend Shravan Kumar, we tried to do something called FAG NGO, Federated Adolescents Global. As I come from a very like normal background, I do not have a privilege to understand all these complex English terms at that period, at that point of time. Now what happened is like Federated Adolescents Group. Literally, I went on to Google, searched United. Like I was taking inspiration from United or United Nations. I wanted to do like United Youngsters Organization, United Youngsters something. So I went to Google. First, I tried to prepare that. Okay, we have like United Ruchith Asha. Sorry, we have like United Federated Adolescents Group. Wait, I'm full confused. I was because I heard some sound and I was focusing on that. Now let me focus on the video. So what I tried to do is the agenda was clear that we want to unite every person in this, every youngster in this. So I gathered the terms United Youngsters, United Youngsters or United Youth or Children Organization. Now what we did is I went to Google, yeah, United ka some other names, Federated Youngsters ka some other name, adolescents, and global, like the term global comes from World ASA. So that thing was there, and that's how we prepared a fag NGO. And later on, what I tried to do is I was attending all the webinars online on internet. I was trying to attend those webinars, and I was trying to slowly connect with people who are from other parts of this world. Like for example, I was connected to a person in USA. Like she is not a US citizen, but she is from Brazil who came and settled in USA. So she and I attended at some child abuse thing. Like we both attended, and I was like connected with her. So I was attending all these webinars, and I was connecting with people, and we tried to like I tried to call this community. I tried to call the people whom I'm connected with. I tried to call it as like a community. Like in future, we'll all mobilize all these people and do something big. Bol ke we tried to do. Later on, what happened is like from Fag NGO only, this Fag NGO, we designed a logo, and in that logo ke niche, like under this logo, we had a slogan called Teen Activism. Teen Activism bole to teens should be energized, teens should act, and teens should fight. ऐसा. So teen activism, it was our logo. But later on, I had my own Instagram account. So on this own Instagram account, I changed my username to teen activism, and slowly, I was doing a lot of things online, and it gained traction. The first biggest thing which motivated me and inspired me from my straight heart was podcast with Michelle. She is from Germany. So like we did a podcast together where she was asking me how feminism can be a reality in India. She was asking whether feminism can be a very prominent topic in India or not, Bulke. So I was very young. Like back then, I was very young, and I was very frustrated, and I mean, those days were very young. But yeah, recently I went and watched that podcast because I felt like uh, I felt like I might be speaking very wrong things, but I went and heard everything, and I felt like, yeah, whatever I put there were very nice. Like, I mean, me having that knowledge when I was some 16 is it's very good. So yeah, I'm proud of myself back then and right now also. So that but yeah, that is there. Slowly I worked, and what happened, working well to not on ground, but attending webinars and like texting people, and holding some little meetings with the people and everything. So Instagram pe I was putting everything, I was doing things. And later on, what happened, like as I was working in 2020, as I was working the 2020 say 2021 tak, entire 2020 while we were working, I was working. What happened is like I realized that it was actually just me. Like teen activism, honestly speaking, it was just me and Shravan. Like we both were trying to understand how this world works. Were we both were actually trying to put Team Teen Activism username and going and attending Zoom meetings so that people take us seriously. People take Teen Activism the name seriously. So yeah, so that is what we used to do. So we were working online, like resharing content, doing something. Later on, when we were going on our journey, I personally realized that uh, the topics which I was working on previously, the topics which I was working on was like environment and like peace and like this feminism. These were the topics on which I was working. Like specifically speaking, child rights, like child rights, environmental conservation, and feminism. So these were the three areas where I was trying to work. So I mean, I was hoping to work. Now whatever, and at that point of time, I was thinking that I was actually working. So yeah, I mean the reshare which I was doing online, I thought that was my work, and I was really proud about myself because I was doing. When I was young, I was at least resharing. So I believed that that was my work, and I'm doing something serious. So later on, what happened? Like when I was going on this journey, me and my friend Shravan, we came across a lot of environmental degradation related webinars and environmental degradation related news. Since my since my since my ninth to 10th standard, I went through a very interesting realization on how on how the society is human centric. Like if I'm a like back then till my ninth standard, I had a understanding that world humans this world belongs to humans. Like I was honestly, I was really feeling that animals are just there to like. I did not have a understanding that environment should be a priority. Environment should be a thing which needs to be saved. I did not have that understanding only. So what happened is like in my ninth to 10th standard, I went through that realization by reading my academic textbooks because I was reading this lesson called animal behavior, where while reading it at one point of time, I came through that realization that like this earth does not belongs to just humans, but this world belongs to every other living being. Because in animal behavior, I got to know that okay, like animals also reproduce. Animals may be mother and daughter is there. Animals also have feeling. Like there is this a test by dog, like where dog ka saliva comes like. There is a test where there is like everything. There's a big dog and like okay, it's basically a test where they are trying to see where how dog reacts when it sees food, how dog reacts when it that experiment explained me that dogs also have feeling. And so slowly I got to through this process, I by through this experience, I had that experience. And importantly saying, environmental conservation and environmental degradation has been a very important and a very impactful topic in my entire life. Because in my ninth and 10th standard, it has impacted me a lot. Because I was trying to say to the people in my school. I was going to them and I was telling them that this is happening, we need to do something. I was telling this. So yeah, it has impacted me a lot. So yeah, so now what, coming back to my story, now what happened is like in 2021, while I was attending all these online webinars and everything, I I got through a very important journey where I realized that climate crisis is the biggest threat to the humanity. Because I was attending webinars and I was slowly realizing that climate change is a very big problem, like child rights and feminism. I mean, this was my perspective back then. So what I was feeling is child rights and feminism will do everything, will do. But if there is no world, if there is no air, if there is no, I mean, if there is no breathable air, or if there is no land to live, then how will you survive? How will you think about child rights, or how will you think about feminism? So this was my perspective back then. Now what I did is like I wanted to importantly focus on environmental degradation. So like I was like trying to work on it. I had a thought of United Environmental Organization. So the idea was to bring every organization in India on one plate and on one platform, and everyone, it's a very democratic platform, and everyone will be taking decisions and planning actions coordinatedly. So this was the idea. So I was like that, working, and I got to know about Climate Front. I got to know about Youth for Climate India. I got to know about Fridays for Future. I got to know about I never knew Greta Thunberg before a farmers protest incident. Like I seriously never knew who Greta Thunberg is, because I was a person like I actually did not knew Fridays for Future India, or I that group before Disha Ravi's incident. So yeah, so I didn't knew this kind of activism before this incident happened, like farmers protest incident happened, because I was inspired from the words, or from the letters, lessons, like I in my English textbook, I think in my 10th or ninth standard, I had a story about Wangari Maathai, who led a green belt movement in Africa. She's no more alive, but yeah, so her story has inspired me. I don't know, it's actually not that cinematic, or it's not that inspiring story, which was written in my lesson in my academic book, but I don't know how had that connection. And later on, I also read about Yugratna Srivastav. She was in my Hindi textbook in my 10th standard, I guess. So she went and gave speech at United Nations. So I was really inspired, and that connection I had earlier only, like in my 9th 10th standard only, that connection I had. So yeah, that is the reason. So after this happened, I was working on it, and I joined this teen activism while I was working. I went to hostel. I mean, I was in a residential school, so I was unable to work because lockdown was lifted. Like we should go back to our hostels, residential schools. So I was living there. Whenever I get time, I am coming back, and like I'm doing something online. And later on, what we did is like we did collaboration. Like I I got to know about Climate Front. Uh, like how I met Climate Front. I was attending a webinar, and I was attending a webinar, and I was like, we want to make a video about teen activism. Like what we basically tried to do is I went with a name called Team Teen Activism. Someone also came with a name called Team Teen Activism. So we both entered, and we both were participants there. We were participants. That's it. We were not even speakers. We were participants. We were dropping actively. We were texting. Like it was a Zoom meeting. We were actively dropping messages in that meeting. And later on, in the end of this meeting, they asked us, if you guys have any doubts, you can like as a tell or suggestions. So what I did is like we want to film a very small video where teen activism, like we want to work for child rights. As a we want to record video. So as you guys are working in the environment field since many years, can you give us a chance, so that like in that Zoom meeting we had many people, no? So all those people should say teen activism, yeah, child rights, something like that, so that we record it and we upload it on social media, so that it gains it gives more traction to the page, to that teen activism page. Okay, I try to do that. Now later on, what happened is like everyone in everyone's mind, they later accepted and did it also, but that video project never came. That video which we thought to do, it never came out. So after that meeting, Climate Front India was the important organizer who hosted that event. The name of the event was Vivda, which was online. So from then, I was interacting with Anmol Ohiri, who's founder of Climate Front. So that's how we met. We were we started speaking, and later on, I joined Climate Front also, and individually I was working teen activism also. By that time, a lot of my friends also joined teen activism, and we were doing a lot on teen activism also. I was individually on an individual level, I was also doing a climate friend also. So that was in 2022 on 20. So that's how things were. So when I was working in Climate Front, I got into a realization where I felt like Climate Front has become like it has become like my own organization, because I've worked so much and I know everything about that organization, and I also become very important person. I was also on a very important leadership level at that organization. I felt like this is my own organization. Why should I not club teen activism and Climate Front? And we clubbed teen activism and climate front. And teen activism, that name we changed into Climate Front Hyderabad, because I was from Hyderabad. Now this is a local chapter. Climate Front Hyderabad is a local chapter. We guys try to work on a local level. It's just the name difference, right? So that's it. So yeah, that is my organizational history. And beach mein a lot of things happened. Like what happened is, like, when this incident happened, no, Greta Thunberg, that incident, during the farmers protest, what I tried to do is I wanted to first understand how these Fridays for Future or these environmental conservation movements happen. Because what I thought is, like, teen activism, honestly feeling, I felt like teen activism doesn't have a capacity to work on an individual level. So why don't we try to join some group which is already working? So I joined Fridays for Future Telangana. Like, I just applied for, like, I went on to their website and applied at Fridays for Future. And I did not get response, but I texted every chapter, like Telangana, Hyderabad, and India. So I texted and I did not get a good response. By contacting some other Andhra Pradesh chapter, they gave me contact, and that's how I got into the group. But there was no activity happening. There was no serious activity which was happening. I don't know, like, that the kind of work which they were doing at that point of time, I did not feel it is very serious, because I was so frustrated by the things which were happening around me. I was seeing environmental degradation happening on a larger level. Uh, I cannot stop myself by just putting a story or something. So I wanted to do something serious, and I felt like that group was not actually acting very serious. So I mean, they were doing amazing work, but I wanted some intense street action. I mean, these were my perspectives back then. So that's how I felt, and I came out, and I was focusing more on teen activism. Although at teen activism, the first Instagram live which we did was with a person from Fridays for Future Telangana's chapter only. So yeah, that is what which happened or on an organizational level, that happened. And what else do I have? What else should I explain about myself? Also, I want to keep it clear on what did I do in my entire life. Did I do something bad? Did I commit anything bad in my entire life? No, I never did anything bad, and I can, in future also, like, I will never commit something bad. I'm a very honest person, and this is what I can say. I don't know how to prove it, but I'm saying no. All I want to do is all I want to see is a better world. I want to live in a better world. That's it. This is my clear intention. I don't have any other intention other than this. But the thing is, I want to keep it clear. I never committed, or I never was engaged in any violent activity or in anything which was problematic. I want to say it out loud, because I told my entire history. In my entire life, I was never engaged. And in future, the reason why I'm telling you all is, in future, if because of this system, if some person comes and tries to manipulate with my history, that is really wrong. I was never committed, or I will never do. No one has pointed out, and no one has did that to me right now. But what I'm trying to say is, this video is the final documentation or a final report on what I did in my life till till this point of time. So like in my narrations, if in my organizational journey or in my educational journey, academic journey, if I try to tell something upar niche, then I am sorry. I will try to prepare a very neat document, like written document. You guys can go see it in the description. I'll upload it after few days after I upload this video, after I get free from my works. So I will do that. So I've never engaged in any bad activity, and I will never be engaging in any bad activity. And this video is like the final, not final, but this video is like the final draft, and I don't want to call myself anything. Like I was calling myself climate activist. Some people were calling me social activist. Some people were calling me something. Some people were calling me like some section, like people were calling me many things. But as of now, I just want to be myself. I just want to be Ruchith Asha Kamal. That's it. I want to be Ruchith Asha Kamal, who is trying to build a better world. That's it. That is what I am. Me, Ruchith Asha Kamal, is just Ruchith Asha Kamal, who is trying to build a better world. And yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you. Thank you. Be motivated, bro. Be motivated. We have a lot of work. People are crying. People are crying on the streets. People are crying on the homes. We need to solve that problem.
Oh, Bhutali.